The church obviously came to work with the French who were here as pastoral agents to support their sacramental life, but a clear objective among various religious orders and the church in general during the early modern period was to enter into these new cultures, these new groups of people that had to that point been unknown to them. And one of their chief concerns was, do they know Christ? And of course, when we talk about that, it's not a story of discovery. It's not finding a new world. It's not helping a new people realize themselves. There were already advanced cultures here of various kinds throughout the Americas with complex languages and social practices, political practices, and so on. But the principal drive from a spiritual point of view would be, we love Christ and we're in relationship with Christ. And when you love someone, you want to share that story. And for the missionaries to discover for themselves a whole new group of people that did not know about that possibility, it was key for them, certainly for the Jesuits, in their own desire to share the experience of Christ with others, that propelled them to want to be with these people. The challenge that that brings, however, is how do missionaries, how do these Jesuits come into a new culture and communicate the messages from their European social, political, historical context? How do they express the realities of the faith to another culture that is already advanced and has a whole series of structures in place? And interestingly, as Jesuits were coming to the New World to work among the Wendat and the other First Nations peoples, there were still debates going on in the academic houses of Europe as to whether these people that had been realized in these new parts of the world had soul, were fully human, could understand, have the intellectual capability to understand the concepts of Christianity or social life. And these were debates that had been going on for centuries, not only in the New World, the so-called New World discoveries, but also just with other societies in Asia and other places that the Europeans had come to meet and realize existed. But the Jesuits themselves believed, of course, these are fully human persons with souls that we have an obligation, in a sense, to share our experience of Christ with, out of a fundamental principle that all Jesuits have, but all Christians have, that somehow a fulfillment of the human experience involves a knowing and loving relationship with Christ. And coming into the First Nations cultures, there were many different techniques, models, studies that were done by the missionaries that were here that are quite fascinating as they faced the challenge of two cultures coming together and just the challenge of evangelization.